Hey, this is Pastor Mike with YouTurn180, and I'm here with Adrian. And Adrian, the Bible says in Psalms 150 to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. What do you say?
I say, YouTurn180, we love Tostitos. Never mind.
Here an undefiled religion before God and the Father is this: to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world.
Hey, this is Pastor Mike with Adrian here at YouTurn180.com. Adrian, tell me your feelings about music and how it influences your life.
Music is, other than God, music is my life.
How does that play an influence in people's lives these days as far as music in the schools with the teenagers and things like that, you know, the styles of music?
People listen to all kinds of music. Like there's pop. It really doesn't do anything because nowadays most of the pop stuff, I know you guys are going to hate this, but most of it doesn't really mean anything. It's got no message, good or bad.
The good thing that we got to have is even in Jesus' day, he talked about the words have got to be heard and everything. We're going to get run over by a car here.
Let's step back. Go on the sidewalk.
A car's getting us. Man, Adrian, it's awesome praising the Lord upon every instrument. You know, I like that about Psalms 150 where it talks about upon the cymbals, upon the horns, make a joyful noise to the Lord. And you got that big tube up on your shoulder. You know, what does music mean to you, Adrian?
Music is half of my life. God and music, that's all there is.
Well, what do you think about, you know, the different types of music out there? You know, you got secular music, you got sacred music, you got love songs, country, metal, rock. Can God use any of those kind of music?
Yes, He can. I've heard it said that rock is a tool used by the devil, but last time I checked, there wasn't rock back in the time when the Bible was written anyways. So, yeah.
Well, you know, God made music. He made Lucifer. It says, and it talks about that in Elijah, and it talks about that in Genesis, how God created Satan, and well, Lucifer was his name before he fell, and he was a beautiful angel, and he was over the praise and worship. Do you think that has a big thing to do with today's music and the world that we live in, how music's so influential in people's lives?
Yes, it does, because really Satan was cast down to earth before anywhere else. That's why he hates us. You know, we're pretty much taking over his house, but it's not really his house. He just thinks it is. That's why he's using all the music, all the people that you hear that do satanic music and backmask. That's why. Right.
Well, the cool thing I found out too is that you know God says, and it talks about how when He returns that He's going to restore the tabernacle of David, and that's where all the best musicians back in David's day, when they played upon Mount Zion, where it was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they were playing music. The best instruments, the best musicians were worshiping in the house of God, and I just think that's a cool thing. So we can't let the devil have all the good music, can we?
We love these Tostitos.
Love them.
Yeah. You want some?
Adrian, tell me what some of the things that the kids are going through in school right now. What's some of the things that you're dealing with that's you know, in this week that we're living in right now?
A lot of people are using tobacco.
Tobacco. How do you feel about tobacco use? Do you think it's a good thing?
No, a lot of people use especially smokeless tobacco or dip just because they want to act like they are what they call rednecks.
So what in your mind, what is a redneck?
In my mind, a redneck is just somebody. Actually, a redneck was a coal miner. They fought in the war for their workers' union. That's what a redneck is. I don't know what these little teenagers call redneck.
So you wouldn't call me a redneck? I do have a red neck.
Yes, but a lot of the so-called rednecks,
Yeah.
they do that just to try to be rednecks. Which to me, here's what dipping is. It's you're taking a cancer-causing substance, putting it in your mouth, it shreds the inside of your mouth,
Right.
and it makes you sick if you swallow.
Right.
That sounds like fun.
Well, you know, the devil always paints you a picture of how good everything is. I remember the Marlboro Man up on the poster. They'd show the Marlboro Man. He'd be all buffed out and smoking a cigarette and have a girl hanging off his arm. But the devil always gives you his best picture first, but he don't show you 30 years from then how this guy's got emphysema and he's laying on his deathbed and he's hooked up to respirators and things like that. You know, so, you know, you have to work to sin. You know that? Like you're talking about with Skull or any of the dipping smokeless tobaccos or cigarettes. You know, when you first start doing it, man, you're coughing, you're hacking, you're trying to do it, but you know, it's work to do that. And why do we need to do those things? Why do people feel like they need to do those things, you think?
Acceptance.
Acceptance? You think it's peer pressure, so peer pressure in the school is pretty strong?
Yes, it is.
Horizon Church, home of YouTurn180